to Forex trading analysis for Synergy FX. It's 8:47 p.m. on July the 30th. It's a Monday, and I have a few pairs I want to take a look at, but quick risk disclaimer before we get started. So foreign exchange trading carries a high level of risk. Before you decide to trade foreign exchange, we encourage you to consider your investment objectives, your risk tolerance, and trading experience. It is possible to lose some or all of your initial investment, so don't invest money you can't afford to lose. Seek advice by an independent financial or tax advisor, and all information provided is for educational purposes only and should not be construed as trading advice, or counsel. So, first thing that I want to take a look at is the news for tomorrow, which is pretty light. We have a much bigger news week than last week. A lot of U.S. dollar, a lot of pound, and few euro announcements, few Swiss. But tomorrow we have Canadian dollar GDP and consumer confidence. Forecast for GDP is 0.2% and consumer confidence is 61.5. So stay on the lookout for those numbers. They're at a nice 8:30 and 10:30, so you don't gotta wake up too early to trade those if you are looking to trade the news. Not really any predictions on where I think those are going to be, just because they seem to be so arbitrary these days. So the charts that I want to take a look at are, first of all, the Aussie dollar, which has been in a pretty significant uptrend from the lows here at 1.01766 all the way to the top. We're looking at almost 334 pip move to the upside, and that's been pretty much capped by a sort of consolidation over the last few hours. We had a really boring day in the Forex markets today. Just sitting and watching the charts was absolutely painstaking. It was like watching paint dry. So usually that means that we should have a nice pickup through the end of the week. And it's sort of we've reached the equilibrium with a few pairs, especially Aussie. Volumes are way down today, and definitely it should pick up by the end of the week. So if you were trading the Forex markets today and you did have some time, I'm sorry, because you really didn't see too much in terms of movement. But definitely the Aussie dollar. One thing I do like about this chart right now is that the RSI momentum indicator has been showing that we have been in a sort of slowing momentum. We've seen RSI for the last 4 or 5 tops. We've seen RSI make lower and lower highs, while price has been making higher highs. So usually that means that the price action is sort of dying to the upside, and we could see a pretty significant correction to the downside. Right now we're trading at 1.04906. And that is currently about 110 pips above the 100-hour moving average. So again, I do like to sort of pick these areas where we are overbought, and definitely I do think that this could be one of those areas. Definitely a good sell idea is if RSI does move back into the 70 range towards maybe 75 or 80, then definitely, even if you look at daily charts, we have been moving up for quite some time. So correction to the downside, similar to the one seen back at 1.0424, and also around 1.02844. Sort of similar correctional patterns here. So definitely something I'd be on the lookout for the Aussie dollar. The other pair I do really like for rotation to the downside is the US dollar or Japanese yen, which had a failed break above the 200-hour moving average the other day, as we saw a lot of buying to the upside, sort of confusing buying to the upside, as I think a good amount of people might have made some money off of the push to the upside just from a retail perspective, just because it did seem to be so arbitrary, and we've started to rotate down from that move back to the upside, and it does look like we will break these lows. Close of this bar is 77.961. So if we do start to see a little close below that, then that'll sort of confirm my bias to the downside. I do like the yen to eventually break these levels down around 76. I think eventually we'll trade around 75 in the next few months. But for now, I definitely do like a continued rotation to the downside from this pair. And definitely the 100-hour moving average is going to be a nice level to define your risk at. Another pair that I really do like for a rotation to the downside is the pound yen, which has been sort of in a similar small uptrend. We've even pushed a little bit higher with a little bit more pound strength, and a rotation to the downside is definitely a possibility for this pair, which has been stuck in a downtrend for a few months now. And just on the daily charts, if you're a little bit long-term trader, you're a shorter term trader, I like the yen trade, but a little bit longer term trade, we are just sort of, I mean, we're a little bit far, almost 200 pips, but for a daily chart, that's really not that big of a move for the from the moving averages, and the 100 is starting to slope to the downside, and the 200 as well is starting to sort of hint towards downside pressure. So a little bit longer term trade, I do think that the pound yen is a little bit overvalued here, and we'll start to see a rotation. We're currently trading at 122.784, and definitely I do think that we will hit lows at around 118 and possibly down to 117 in the next few months. So definitely a little bit longer term trade that you should be taking a look at. So thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or you want to follow us at SynergyFX, we're always open to take questions on our Twitter page as well as email. Please feel free to visit our website or contact any of the people who are definitely willing to assist you. So thank you very much for watching these videos, and good luck trading.